Video over Robinhood's cash management. So I just recently got off the wait list. I was like number 9,000 for like the last month, and I finally just was able to order my card, and they're sending it to me in the mail, and I'm finally getting the 1.8% on my non-invested cash in Robinhood. Currently, as you can see, I only have $36 in uninvested cash, and that's because, I didn't know when I'd get off the wait list, when I'd actually be able to use the card, and when I'd be able to start earning interest. So I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a brief overview over the cash management that Robinhood provides. If you're not on it yet, like if you're still on the wait list, and also how it's going to change my investment strategy in Robinhood. It's actually kind of hard to keep track of, and I'll go into that a little later. So first, an overview. So it's simply a kind of a savings slash checkings account with Robinhood where they deposit your cash into multiple banks, like five different banks, and you earn 1.8% annual interest on it. That's pretty good. That's about the highest you'll see on any of these high interest savings accounts, and it is virtually risk free. So 1.8% is definitely not bad. It's basically matching inflation there. So I chose the green card, of course, and I have no history or anything, I just have these dividends and stuff. But I just got my card, and I think I'm going to be moving quite a bit of money over here. I currently have some money in BBVA and a local credit union, and those aren't even hitting 1.8% on any of my accounts, not even in a CD. So I'm probably going to move the majority of my liquid cash, that I have in a checkings or savings account. I'm probably going to move it over to Robinhood here, which is going to get quite messy with my, $5,400 portfolio that Robinhood has, right? And I was looking, and it's really hard to keep them separate, So you have a buying power where I could buy stocks with it, but I don't want to, I want to have a lot of liquid cash too in case I need to use it for whatever, for expenses, for daily expenses. So I was thinking about how I'm going to, separate my checkings or savings account with my portfolio, with my actual Robinhood investment account, and how I'm gonna. I wish there was a way that I could kind of more easily separate it instead of just having cash that I can literally buy whatever stock I want immediately. It's good and bad, So like it's good in that it makes it really easy to invest in the stock market and gets more people involved, but it's hard in the fact that, and it's difficult, and the con is that it's hard to keep separate. It's hard because most people are going to want a couple $1,000s in cash for emergencies and for daily expenses that you don't want to have to take out of the stock market, if we're in a dip or something. So my response to this is changing my fundamental strategy for Robinhood, which I've been thinking about doing for a while now. And that is actually to narrow this down to about 5 ETFs. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and, so this is, if you don't know, the strategy that I have with my Robinhood account. I also have an M1 Finance account. The Robinhood account strategy is basically buying stocks when I think that they're low and they're a good price and they're a good value, and then selling when I think they're high. And that's half of the money, right? So that's about $2,500 that I do that with. Play around with it. I find enjoyment in that, and I like to be an active part of my investments. And then keeping the other half traded in just ETFs that are dividend paying, that track the market. We have a bond one, we have three that track the S&P 500 and the Noble. So those are companies that have been paying dividends for 50 years. It's to keep money in ETFs that track the market basically, and it kind of smoothens out your line. You don't have these sharp, jagged ups and downs and positives and negatives. And so that's why I invest half of it in ETFs, and the other half I like to do some active trading with, and I buy and sell when I think things are good. And I mean, I've actually been doing pretty dang good on buying low and selling high. Almost all of them I have a positive return on. Um, but it's going to be hard to manage. It's definitely going to be hard to manage when I have, a couple more $1,000s in here that I don't want in my stock portfolio. I just want in earning 1.8% interest, and I'm going to use as a credit card. Another problem that I've noticed is that it's going to kind of crowd up our the statements and histories, right? I'm going to get bank statements now, and you know, it's going to be hard to decipher what I've made from dividends and what I've made from interest, and all of my credit card transactions that are just happening because of expenses are going to be showing up here as well as dividends and everything else. So I'm going to have to filter it a lot more, and I'm going to have to pay a lot more attention to the dividends I'm actually receiving versus the interest I'm earning and my daily expenses. So it just kind of clutters up my history too. So not going to be using the card for every expense, and I'm not going to be putting all my money into it. But um, it is a good feature, and I do like having it, But it again, the con for me is that it clutters up, my Robinhood portfolio more than it already is. I already kind of dislike the fact that Robinhood doesn't let you put these into sectors and give you the whole sector and stuff like M1 Finance does. So yeah, I'll be changing my overall strategy, and I'll be keeping you guys updated, of course, on it. But this number is going to change pretty drastically in the next coming weeks. I'm going to be putting quite a bit of money in here just to earn that 1.8% interest, which is risk-free, basically, just kind of matching inflation on my cash that I currently have uninvested. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. The overview of the cash management is pretty simple. I'd like to keep about maybe $3,000 in here, and then I'll keep depositing in my portfolio every week, probably about $50 every week. But it's just going to be hard to keep track of that, because as of right now, I just have a recurring schedule for $50 every week. It makes it really simple, really easy for my bank. It keeps them nice and distinct and separate. But this way, I'm not going to know. I'm going to have to buy a stock for $50 every week in order to match that $50 per week investment goal. It's just going to make it a little bit more difficult. I hope you guys found the challenges, intriguing, and I'll be updating you on both my portfolios in a couple days. So take care. Peace out.